Hey, what's up guys, my name is Charlie. Today we're going to be reacting to some more Nostalgia Critic, and it's going to be Star Trek The Motion Picture. Oh boy, I can't wait to watch this because I am a huge Trekkie. Just to prove it to you guys, I have a huge Star Trek collection. I have starships, I have the USS Enterprise plaque right here. It's just a whole new level of nerdiness, guys. I am a huge Trekkie. I've also got the limited edition Deep Space Nine. It's just so nerdy. I'm so sorry, guys, but I am truly a truly Star Trek nerd. But yeah, it's so sad that I've got such a large collection. I'm actually thinking about dedicating an entire room for my Star Trek collection. Because I've got a spare room, and I'm gonna think about putting like Star Trek posters, the whole entire DVD collection franchise, all my ships, and you know, like prototype phasers in a glass casing, LED lights everywhere, just really sad nerdiness to it. But yeah, I am a true nerd when it comes to Star Trek. But let's see what Nostalgia Critic has to say about this movie. Because even though it's bad movie, I still enjoy it. It's still got a cheesy charm to it. And hey, it's William Shatner. What more could you ask for? But yeah, let's check out the video, shall we? Let's go.
Well, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember it? So you don't have to. And welcome to Star Trek Month. Engage
Oh,
review.
yes.
Yes, sir.
Engage. Make it so number one.
What can you say about Star Trek? Well, really?
It's
Everything.
amazing.
It's a great vehicle for creative ideas. It's an onslaught
To boldly
of
go
cliché
where
writing.
no nerd has gone
Its characters
before.
are timeless and unforgettable. Their personalities are on par with the Ninja Turtles. It's one of the greatest works in sci-fi of all time. It's the corniest schlock you'll ever watch. Everybody has an opinion on Star Trek. But there is
Everyone
one
has
pattern that most people seem to agree on. When it comes to the movies, the even-numbered ones seem to be the best. For whatever reason, the odd-numbered Star Trek films seem to be the ones that get once-in-a-while viewers and die-hard fans really pissed off.
I believe we can attribute that to the binary structure that emanates from these movies.
Or it could just be a giant coincidence.
Damn it! I almost sounded intelligent!
So all throughout January, we're going
Don't
to look
worry,
at the
you are
odd-numbered Star
intelligent.
Trek movies. The ones that seem to get Trekkies' panties in a bundle. And we're gonna start off with Star Trek The Motion Picture.
All
Roll clip
right.
number 1. Energize!
I cannot do Critic! I don't have the power! Or the, menu.
Change. Change. I ain't got no change on me, I'm sorry.
Thank you!
Yep.
So we
God.
see our opening credits. We got William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, DeForest Kelly,
And the rest!
We then cut to some sort of anomaly in space, where the Klingons come to check it out.
I've got that, the Klingon bird of prey, I've got that in my
Wait a
collection.
minute, in the original show, the Klingons have flat heads. Well, now they're all round and pointy.
Yeah, they
What's up
kept
with that?
changing the appearance of the Klingons.
Critic!
Oh, God, I was hoping I could avoid this. Guess I have no choice. I have to face the music. Put them on screen.
Hi, Critic!
Angry Joe?
Oh, thank God. I thought you were like Kara for
What
a
the hell was
second.
Angry Joe doing?
Yeah, I know. He's obsessed with Star Trek. He's a total geek.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So anyway, I wanted to point out why exactly the Klingons' heads look like that. You see, there's actually several different theories that's popped up over the years. The first one being that the Klingons suffer from the Nechrat, which is a degenerative disease that only their
yeah,
species
genetic.
suffers from.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, they
when I
explained that
asked
in the
question,
Deep
I was
Space
only here.
9
It's when I
episode
even
with
had
the
third, fifth. The fans would kill me if I
gerbil
didn't bring
things.
it up, so you'll need to explain it.
But surely you need a Star Trek expert like me to help you through this.
No, I don't. And we're not gonna do that thing where we go back and forth and then suddenly I give in. I'm doing it alone.
But Critic, you have no idea what you're in for.
Come on, it was directed by Robert Wise, one of the greatest directors of all time. I'm sure I can get through this.
Very well, Critic. Very well.
Hey, Angry
Do you
Joe's a
know
fan
the
of Star
ancient
Trek.
Klingon proverb that tells us revenge?
Nope, I'm not
It's
allowing
the
any
best
either, just
dish
piss off.
served
Oh, but come
cold.
on! I've been wanting to do this speech for
Engage
years.
on the dubbing audio! Right!
Hello, I am Angry Joe, the fastest mouse in all Mexico. I like to yell and scream because I'm a stupid head and like to drink elephant urine. I have no friends, only my elephant urine. Does this incredibly racist accent offend you? Good! I don't even think it's the right nationality. That'll teach you next time to interrupt my review.
Nicely done. Now back to the review. Engage!
You know, you don't have to point every time you say that.
Make it so number one.
So in typical Klingon fashion, if they don't know what something is, they shoot it.
Fire.
Oh yeah, I should probably mention this anomaly always seems to make what I guess is supposed to be a disturbing sound, but it always sounds like a chord off of an electric guitar.
Always reminds me of like War of the Worlds.
But the anomaly doesn't like that and fries them faster than... Oh, I don't know, a cheap Vulcan replacement for Spock. Oh hey look, a cheap Vulcan replacement for Spock.
Report to you, sir. It is my intention to be on that ship. Following that meeting. Report to me in 1 hour.
Okay.
I give him 2 more lines before he finally kicks the bucket. Wow, I hope you paid that actor by the word, because he must have been pissed. And where's the real Spock, you may ask? He's on the planet Vulcan, about to partake in a ceremony that'll totally wipe out his emotions. But he senses the anomaly and finds he suddenly can't go through it.
Excellent. Your force
So
gives
she
them to
mind
me.
melds with him and finds that his brain is still filled with the most illogical of human remains.
In the middle of the earth, in the land of the shadows,
I remember this. I
a brave little
remember
hobbit whom we all admire. Bilbo,
he did a music
Bilbo
video.
Baggins, he's only 3 feet tall.
So illogical.
I kinda like the
Seems
music.
Kirk is relieving Captain Decker of his duties for no other reason than, well, he wants to do it.
I'm replacing you as captain of the Enterprise. May I ask why? My familiarity with the Enterprise.
This is an almost totally new enterprise. You don't know her a tenth as well as I do.
That's why you're staying aboard. I'm sorry, Will.
You told me how envious you were and how much you hoped you'd find a way to get a Starship Command again.
Why are they so close together? It looks like they're about to kiss.
And on the WB. But more bad news happens as it turns out the beaming of Mr. Not Spock is going awry. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen to him.
Give it to me.
Yeah, let the captain, who we've just been told doesn't know 1/10 of the ship, take away control from the person who's been trained specifically for this job.
Well, you need a reckless person to do the job.
Enterprise. What we got back didn't live long,
Damn.
unfortunately.
Well, good one, Kirk. You've been in charge for only 120 seconds, and you've already caused 2 casualties. It's gonna equal out to, what, a
Chaos
dozen
goes
minutes?
wherever he
And
goes.
it's such a weird scene, too. Why have this character if all you were gonna do is kill him off? It's a grim, pointless scene. It's like watching My Little Pony and then just throwing in a horse exploding. I mean,
Oh,
why
what
do
the
we need
fuck?
that? Oh well, battlefield promotion.
Exploding
I'm
horses.
afraid you're gonna have to double as science officer.
Hey, keep it up and maybe one day you'll make captain. We then get the only crew member to have less hair than Shatner, Lieutenant Eileen.
Hello, Eileen.
Decker,
I was stationed on the lieutenant's home planet some years ago.
Commander Decker?
Yes, our exec and science officer.
Captain Kirk has the utmost confidence in me.
And in you too, Lieutenant.
My oath of celibacy is on record, Captain.
Oh, I was this close to spitting out my drink. What the hell? As if this setup wasn't awkward enough, you really had to throw that in? Get some social skills, lady.
My oath of celibacy is on record, Captain.
Anyway, how is your sex life?
Yeah, just go
But we
with
still
that.
got one other crew member to welcome aboard, Bones. And if you think all the other people in this movie were dressed ridiculously, wait till you get a load of this getup.
Well, for a man who swore he'd never return to the Starfleet.
Just a moment, sir. They drafted me.
Bones is a thing out there.
Why is any object we don't understand always called a thing?
Why can't it be called a who's-its or a what's-its?
He does look a
So
bit
the
like
ship
out
is
of
all
something
ready
like
to go
Saturday
to
Night
stop
Fever.
the evil anomaly before it reaches Earth.
Take us out.
A little faster than that, please.
I know, it's slow, but it's epic.
God, this is
Look
gonna take
at
another hour, isn't it?
Just the music.
You're not 2001: A Space Odyssey, okay? The Lord knows I love for the computer to wipe out most of the crew if possible.
They did this on a Star Trek Enterprise episode. When they release it. When they return from the
That was the
Badlands.
action scene in the middle of the picture. I guess they thought they needed a little bit more excitement during this moment, so they threw in a guy nearly missing a door. Well, good to know you have your thrilling cutaway shot if you need it.
Engineering, stand by for warp drive.
Captain, we need further warp simulation on the flow sensors.
Engineer, we need warp speed now.
It's borderline on the simulator, Captain. I cannot guarantee that she'll hold up.
Yeah, fuck danger. The captain wants warp drive and he wants it now.
Yeah, fuck it.
The opening of
Give him
Vertigo,
what
and
he
suddenly
wants.
they realize, what a shock, something's gone wrong.
Wormhole back. Unidentified small object has been pulled into the wormhole with our captain directly ahead.
It's so
Continue
cheesy,
shaking the
but
camera
so
and increase
good.
Photoshop smudge.
Time to impact.
20 seconds.
Stand by on phasers.
No! Delay that phaser order! Hey, sir, listen to this. I am your father.
That's what I would be doing. I'd just be doing...
Torpedoes.
It turns out there's an asteroid that's about to hit them in warp, but Decker figures out how to save the day.
Okay.
So, just to clarify, Kirk's been in charge for only a few hours, and he's already killed 2 crew members and nearly wiped out the entire ship.
Yeah,
I
that
follow
is...
this man to eternal death.
Yeah, it is
Mostly because I would have no choice.
That's pretty grim.
Warp drive as soon as possible.
Captain, it was the engine imbalance.
But be glad that no one's wearing red shirts, because everyone would be dead.
That object is less than 2 days away from Earth. We need to intercept while it still is out there.
Need I remind you of the holy shit you nearly killed us moment not a few minutes ago?
I love the... I love
Why
how
was
he
my
does that
phaser
Scottish
order
voice. It's
countermanded?
very
So the
impressive.
Enterprise redesign increases phaser power by channeling it through the main engines. The phasers were automatically cut off.
And you acted properly, of course.
Captain Decker is right. I mean Captain Decker. I mean Captain Decker. I mean... He's the fucking captain. I don't know why Kirk is there.
I'm sorry if I embarrassed you.
You saved the ship.
I'm aware of that, sir.
Stop competing with me, Decker.
Which means stop pointing out when I'm obviously wrong.
But it turns out even Decker can fall victim to certain weaknesses, like cheesy romantic past dialogues.
Of course.
Was it difficult?
About as difficult as seeing you again. I'm sorry.
That you left Delta for? Or that you didn't even say goodbye?
If I had seen you again,
I never understood this scene.
would you have been able to say it?
This music just even makes it better when he's just playing the music over it. Oh, my ears.
What a pisser.
Yeah.
And we get our last addition to the crew. Mr. Spock comes aboard to figure out why he's been sensing the anomaly.
I offer my services as science officer.
He's
Our
so
exec has no
badass.
objections.
Of course not.
So we
Yeah.
now have a doubly demoted Decker, and Kirk is overjoyed because now he can partake in all the various over-the-top ways he can say Spock's name.
Spock.
Oh, rest in peace, Nimoy. Rest in peace, my friends. We're
Turns
gonna
out I've been
miss
saying
you.
it wrong the whole time. It isn't Spock, it's Spock.
Spock.
Things heat up when they finally come across the evil anomaly.
Full mag on viewer.
Evil anomaly.
Full mags.
You can't really be an evil anomaly.
Continuing friendship messages.
Evil is in the eye
As
of
they
the
figure out the
beholder.
frequency in which to communicate, the anomaly lets them get closer and eventually enter. And yes, this results in slow...
Descending into it. I kind of liked it. It was really bizarre, really weird. Yeah, that's trippy. It's like inside the belly of the beast.
Patterns unrecognizable.
It's like an acid trip.
God, this is just watching a bunch of footage and then seeing somebody comment on it. Who the hell would want to see that?
He said, yeah. I'm sort of doing that right now, aren't I? I'm sort of watching video content and
Oh,
Coming in on
Jesus, it just keeps going. Do something, damn it! Fire a laser or some shit!
This isn't really an action where it's fire little torpedoes and explosions. You know, take your time.
Maybe if we try putting in a thrilling action sequence. Nope. It's still boring!
I just like the cinematography, so to
Please
speak.
do something! Tell a joke! Pull Spock's ears off! I don't care! Just something! Good God, they don't even bother with reactions anymore. They just are showing longer and longer shots with no friggin' edits in them whatsoever.
It is a bit long, but
Cut to something!
it is painful. But I kind of like the cinematic.
God!
Oh boy.
Oh my God! This is agony! This is such boredom! Angry Joe, why didn't you tell me? Tell me there's an edit coming up. These shots are going on forever. Please give me a cut. Just give me a cut.
Oh, I've done far worse than give you no cuts. I've hurt you.
Oh
And I
damn.
wish to go on hurting
Calm.
you. I shall leave you as this movie left me. Left all audiences. Marooned in the center of a dead screening. Bored out of your mind.
That's twisted.
Your mind.
I've always wanted to do that. I'm sorry.
But believe it or not, something does finally happen. Oh, thank God's milky prostitutes. A probe comes
Milky
aboard and starts
prostitutes.
taking control of the computer. Well, obviously, Spock will find the most logical solution, or he'll go Neanderthal on its ass.
Spock smash! Oh,
damn.
Spock no like the shiny thing!
It then takes control of Ilea and vanishes her into thin air.
Damn. That was a bit dramatic.
Well, she's dead now. Tell me, was she celibate?
She shows up later on the ship, having been taken over by the anomaly.
Jim, what's going on?
Tricorder.
No, that's a bald woman. But this is a tricorder.
Jim, this is a mechanism.
To more readily communicate with the carbon-based units. Infesting. Enterprise. I'm programmed to observe and record.
Wow, no emotions, no feelings, no needs? It's the perfect woman! Am I wrong, ladies?
Come on.
Oh.
Yeah, you deserve that.
So the anomaly is called V'ger, and it's searching for who or whatever created her so that she may finally join with it. So while Decker shows her around the ship, allowing her to collect data, Spock surprisingly steals one of the space suits to see if he can communicate further with V'ger.
Computer, commence recording. Captain Kirk, these messages will detail my attempt to contact the aliens.
So, to put it bluntly, he'll be back after these messages. No, wait, that was a joke, It wasn't serious! No, hey, what are you doing? Stop! Chester, report! We were intercepted by a word from our sponsor! Damn it! Advertising executives are getting more and more clever.
Those
Raise our shields
advertisements.
against any more commercial plugs! Yes,
Yeah.
sir! Incidentally, this raising of the shields is brought to you by the delicious taste of Diet Coke. Chester! Sorry! So Spock journeys to
Give
the
this
center
guy
of
some
V'ger and
change.
comes across, well, there's no subtle way to say it, V'ger's vagina. A V'gerna, if you will. I mean, God, look at that!
Yeah, it
I'm
does.
gonna have to put a sensor bar over that thing!
Yeah,
First we
it
got
does
the
look a
Sky
bit like
Gina
that.
in Langoliers, and now we got the Space Gina in Star Trek! It's almost as if sci-fi writers don't get a lot of pussy!
At the video.
Ridiculous. Look at this last picture of Philip K. Dick.
Oh god.
Man whore. Spock tries to mind meld with V'ger, but gets his ass handed to him. He returns to the ship to report that V'ger came from a planet populated by living machines, and has evolved with incredible knowledge, all except for one question, who the creator is. And V'ger vows to cure the universe of carbon units, mostly the ones on Earth, until she finds her answer.
The carbon unit infestation is to be removed from the Creator's planet.
V'ger is a child, evolving.
That ship reminds me of like, what was it, the 2472 or something like that, whatever that
Hey,
race
does
was.
V'ger want to go to Chuck E.
Fluidic
Cheese?
space.
Does V'ger want to see a Justin Bieber concert? Does V'ger want to fund a franchise about a sparkling vampire that's setting women back dozens of years?
The carbon units know why the Creator has not responded.
Disclose the information.
Not until Vija withdraws the devices orbiting the third planet.
So Kirk says he'll give the information, but only to the center of V'ger herself. The probe complies, and Kirk plans his next move.
Mr. Scott, be prepared to execute Starfleet Order 2005.
Why has the captain ordered self-destruct, sir?
I would say that's because he hopes that when we go up, we'll take the intruder with us.
I signed up for Starfleet to pay for my college. Is there any chance we can not blow up on my very first mission?
Yeah, I mean,
So how powerful
abandoned
is
ship,
the emotional
maybe?
need at the center of V'ger? Well, apparently it's so powerful, it made Spock cry.
Not for us. No, Captain, not for us. For V'ger. I weep for V'ger as I would for a brother.
The brother that we find out you have later and clearly did not weep for, but one movie at a time.
Yeah, let's just go for it.
So they get to the center of V'ger and find out that V'ger is in fact Voyager. Voyager 6,
Voyager.
the satellite that was sent out years ago and got sucked into a wormhole, landing it on the machine planet. It evolved over the years and now it wishes to still somehow join with its creator.
You mean this machine wants to physically join with a human?
Star Trek Voyager did the sort of same thing when the probe went on the planet and it destroyed their society. I think it was on like the last season of
Whatever he just says apparently means that Decker is giving himself to the computer.
A Ghost. The ending of Ghost. I love that movie. Patrick Swayze.
So their joining sets off a giant explosion and Enterprise gets the hell out of there.
Did we just see the beginning of a new life form?
Yes, Captain. We witnessed a birth. Possibly a next step in our evolution.
Well, let's never reference this big step in evolution again in anything Star Trek related. That way it'll show just what an impact it had on our evolution. Truly, this is a big day.
That-a-way.
So the crew is back in form, they're happy a big bang was set off by a big bang, and they go off to where no man has gone before. And that was the first Star Trek movie, and let me tell you, I can see why it's often called the slow motion picture.
Yeah, it is slow and
The ideas are
painful,
interesting,
but
even
I
provocative,
like the
but most of
artistry.
the characters aren't developed in an interesting way. The
not much.
pacing is unbelievably
I
slow.
like the cheesiness and artistry to it.
It's so boring! The
And I'm a
effects,
Star
I'll
Trek
admit,
fan.
are very impressive, but when you have to look at them for what feels like an eternity, you get sick of them pretty fast. I
True.
really feel like this film was trying to do what 2001: A Space Odyssey did.
Yeah.
You know, sort of make it like an experience movie.
Yeah,
But
that's
not
what
Star
it
Trek
is.
was
It's
mostly
like an
about.
experience.
It was more about a mix of ideas and characters, not as much
not
an out-of-body
cinematic.
experience. Only out-of-body experience this movie can conjure is taking us to fucking dreamland. So, take it for what it's worth. I'm the Nostalgia Critic, and Star Trek Month is on the way!
Oh boy. Joe Vargas. Angry Joe. He's a huge fan, I hear, of Star Trek. He's got the shirts and everything.
My oath of celibacy is on record.
Jesus. Oh boy. Yeah, that was Star Trek the Motion Picture, or the Star Trek the Slow Picture, Motion Slow Picture. I get I do understand it's not for everyone. Yeah, it is bad. You know, the characters are a bit sluggish, slow, sloppy. It's not the greatest Star Trek movie ever created, unfortunately. But I do appreciate it for what it is, even though it's quirky, slow, cheesy, and, you know, it's not focused on explosions like these days movies, you know, the latest Star Trek movies. There's always explosions and warp holes and, you know, all that sort of dramaticness to it. It wasn't really an action-packed movie. But this, for me, it's just nostalgic for me, because I remember sitting down with my father watching this all the time. My father is a huge Star Trek fan, and he passed it on to me, and I'm a huge Star Trek fan. But yeah, this movie is something special for me, even though it's bad. Well, I would say it's bad. It's really an opinion. Yes, it's cheesy, it's cringy, it's long, drawn-out scenes, but there's something kind of special to me. It's a bad good for me. Even though not, I don't think I can explain. I don't think I can explain. I don't think I can explain myself why I like this. It's a bit like you. If you don't, everyone else hates a movie and you're trying to explain yourself why you enjoy it. I don't think you really can. But this, for me, Star Trek the Motion Picture, it isn't great. It isn't wonderful. It isn't going to win any Oscars. I'm just saying that it is something to watch if you're going to be going through the Star Trek marathon movies. It's something you need to appreciate over time. But that's just me. I'm just a Star Trek nerd. I would like anything. I like anything Star Trek. That's probably it. I'm just obsessed with everything Star Trek. Although I didn't really like the latest Star Trek movies. I didn't really like those because they were more concentrated on action than adventure. So I don't like that sort of concept because it's about exploration, not action. Yeah. If you like this video, make sure to give a like, comment down below, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.